on you Reds, come on you Blues. Are you a Red Devil who supports Manchester United?
No.
Or are you a true Blue who follows Manchester City?
No.
Or are you somewhere in between? Ladies and gentlemen, the first question I always get asked when I say I'm from Manchester, and it happened tonight, was, which team do you support? But there's so much more to my home city, and tonight I'd like to tell you a little bit about it. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, come join me on the journey when we find out there's more to Manchester than football. So where did it all begin? Welcome to Mancunium. That was a fort city built in AD 79 by the Roman Empire. It was a small city built on a strategic road linking two cities in the north of England. When the Romans retreated in 400 AD, the city continued to develop as a market town where the farmers could bring in their produce and sell them to the local townsfolk. But it wasn't until the 1700s that Manchester really started to develop. And that was because it had one key natural resource that kick-started the Industrial Revolution in the UK. What was that natural resource? Rain. Manchester has on average 140 rainy days a year. And that equates to about 81 centimetres or just shy of 3 feet of rain a year. Now I need to do my bit for the Manchester Tourist Board here by saying that's actually less than the UK average for rainfall. And if you come to Manchester during the summer months, you've got a 1 in 3 chance when you go out each day during the summer of getting a suntan. However, this did mean that Manchester was built on 3 rivers, and that allowed it to develop and have the 3 key assets that was required for Manchester to grow. So what was the first key thing that Manchester had? Welcome to the Venice of the North. Just like in your beautiful city of Bangkok, you have a network of canals that lets people and goods move around. In Manchester, in the mid-1700s, we had the first modern canal, the Bridgewater Canal. That was built at an equivalent cost today of about £1 billion baht. And it was originally developed to move coal around the northwest. But within a few years, it was part of a much bigger network of canals that allowed people and goods and materials to move around the northwest. So that was the first thing. What was the second thing that Manchester had? Welcome to Cottonopolis, which is one of the phrases about Manchester. The network of canals provided a quick and quite quick for the time anyway, and a quite cheap way of moving goods around. And very quickly, Manchester became a centre for the weaving trade, especially for cotton that was being brought in from the far corners of the British Empire. So with that coming in, by the 1870s, a third of all the cotton goods being produced in the whole world was being produced in Manchester. So what was the third thing that helped develop Manchester? One of the things that Manchester developed was mass production. And that was one of the many firsts that happened over the next couple of years. We developed the first interest in atomics with John Dalton. We had the first Vegetarian Society meeting in 1810. We had the first scheduled bus service in 1820. People still say they're still waiting for that bus to arrive, but I don't disagree with that. We had the first modern railway in 1830 I should say. We had the first telephone exchange outside of the USA in 1870. And in the 1900s in a hotel called the Midland Hotel in Manchester. We had the first meeting between a certain Mr. Rolls and a certain Mr. Royce, and the rest, as they say, is history with the Rolls-Royce car. So that was all the fuss that happened in Manchester. But what's that last main ingredient that Manchester needed to get where they are today? That was money. And the merchants, the cotton merchants, were making so much money, they wanted to invest that money back into the city. And what they did was they built a fantastic number of great buildings. I'm often surprised by the number of my fellow Mancunians who walk around the town and don't even look up and see the beautiful buildings that are around them. Almost every street has a building that literally takes your breath away. So that's the history of Manchester. What about the city of today and the city of the future? Well, Manchester has continued to develop and innovate. You may have heard of some of our bands, the Bee Gees, the Smiths, New Order, and of course Oasis. We've also had that whole Manchester scene with the Stone Roses and etc. So the music scene in Manchester is really thriving. But did you know we've also got 3 universities which are in the top tier of the universities of the world? The biggest of those, Manchester University, has 25 Nobel laureates, which is more than any other university in England apart from Cambridge and Oxford. And in 2010, 2 of their professors actually got the prize for physics for inventing something called graphene. Don't know if anyone's heard of that, but it is a material which is stronger than steel, 100 times stronger than steel, but also as thin as an atom. And we've also got the largest TV studios outside of London. At ITV we've got Coronation Street, and at the BBC just across the canal at Media City we've got, we've got shows like Dragon's Den and Match of the Day being produced. Which brings us back to football. Now Manchester's ground's called the Theatre of Dreams. But Manchester's always been full of dreamers, also achievers. And hope the next time you hear that word, you remember that there's more to Manchester than football. Fellow Toastmasters, thank you very much for this opportunity.